What would 5-year-old Jennifer think? You know, back then I used to have a lot of big, bright ideas growing up, and I always remember my mama saying, you can't do everything. And so to be the 41-year-old Jennifer now, it's like, well, mama, I done did some of everything. So whatever you put your mind to, you can do it. And to be able to achieve that, little Jennifer would see that by now, you know, that I was on the right track with my dreams, my visions, and my goals. Although this is beyond my dreams, you know?
This year, Jennifer Hudson became a member of perhaps the most exclusive club in Hollywood.
And the Tony goes to A Strange Loop.
In June, the Broadway show she produced, A Strange Loop, won the Tony Award for Best Musical, making the already Emmy, Grammy, and Oscar winner the youngest woman to achieve EGOT status.
I call myself 17 because I'm the 17th EGOT. And it's an ongoing celebration, you know? It's something that I'm learning my place in every day because there's only 17 of us. So what does that mean? How do you know, I like to learn the company that I'm in, and so I could embrace it that much more. But it's a very nice, that's an understatement, but unbelievable achievement to achieve. And the way that it came, like, it's something obviously that I aspired to do, but when it happened abruptly. Even when they said Strange Loop won Best Musical, I was cheering for the cast. And then everyone started chanting, EGOT, EGOT, and I'm like, oh my God, I just completed my EGOT, you know? So achievement like that, it takes a long time to process. Like, wow, I did that, yeah. Well, what's funny is people are like, I mean, well, what is there left to do? You know, it's like, you got the EGOT, so it's kind of the reverse, you know, it's kind of the reverse, like, okay, so you're done, you got the EGOT, you know, and it's like, actually, I'm not done, you know what I mean? So, but I feel like, you know, it opens the space for me to be able to pick and choose more of what I want to do. But that's been my whole career. I like to lead by my heart and what I'm passionate about. So I could only do the same even after, you know, winning such an achievement as the EGOT. But I love what I do. It's never been about the awards for me. So that's why I'm still here, because I love what I do.
Earlier this year, Jennifer also made the leap to daytime TV with her new talk show.
First of all, thank y'all for being here at the Jennifer Hudson Show. The idea came up, the opportunity came about, and I remember shooting like the reel for it. It was right after my 40th birthday. So that's how I market, engage it, and I love talking. I love people, you know what I mean? So it felt right to me. And because I started out as an actress and a singer first, I'm like, you know, I feel as though people hadn't had an opportunity to get a sense of who I am as a human being, you know? So I felt like the timing was appropriate to have a talk show because I want to show people my human and I want to get to know people's human, you know? And so that's where the inspiration came from. Well, see, I can't say I knew what to expect, so I feel like everything has been a surprise in it. I'm still learning as I go. I think seeing how huge of a machine it is, like how many departments it has, meeting the crew and the staff and saying like, this is the magnitude of a production that it takes to put on a talk show. Even going back to when I shot the reel, I did not realize, like when all the crew came out, I was like, wow, I've been a guest on a show like this before, but to come in from a host perspective and see the entire production that is around it, I think that's the most surprising part.
When we did Dreamgirls, baby, our work was step, touch, step, touch.
You want a song?
Come on!
Oh, you want me to come too? Oh my God, it's hard to choose favorite moments. I would definitely have to say having Shirley Ralph on the show and having Dreamgirls, kind of like what you call it, a reunion moment. In a real moment where I'm like, oh my God, I'm here with the original Dream Girl.
And guess what? I'll be there.
Oh, she's here, y'all. And to be able to share that with the people, I like having organic television moments like that, having Simon Cowell, who I feel is where I started at on American Idol, you know, so to have him as a first guest was amazing as well. Another one for me was Magic Johnson. He was definitely, hands down, one of my absolute favorites.
And Cookie can dance.
She sounded like,
Oh, man. She went down to the floor, bam, 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 yeah.
you know what I would have to say? What I am most proud of is to be able to have a platform, to give others a platform. And then one of my favorite things is to see people come together on one accord and positivity. And so to be able to have a platform where people call it the happy place, that melts my heart. And one of my proudest moments also is when I got to sing, I think her name was Marilyn. It was an elderly lady who came to the show, and I got to sing to her, like in the spirit of the moment. She said if I could ask her one question, I would ask her to sing me a gospel song.
Jesus, he promised me a home over there.
And moments like that to me are the most meaningful. So that was something that's very dear to my heart that I cherish. Oh, everything I do makes me anxious. I'm used to that. That part is, that's my whole life, you know, but you will, as I say, you will always see me try. I love trying new things and breaking new ground, and I feel like that's what my whole career has been built off of. So all of it has anxiety, has fears, it's new ground, new territory, but that's how we grow. There's a lesson in everything, you know, nothing is just. Like, oh, you just placed 7th on American Idol. Oh, you know what I mean? The condensing part of it is like, because no, in that was a platform that allowed me to be seen, that helped me learn a lot of lessons, that prepared me for what was to come. And so for that reason, like, I don't care for the word just, because nothing is just. Everything leads to the next in some capacity. You may not get what you think you're supposed to get out of it, but it will help prepare you for what you will have eventually from it. What's been my motivation to be that way? I don't know, I guess it's my faith in believing in myself and in my dreams, and thinking. I'm a thinker, you know, I think about it like, why not try? We should all try, and if you try, it's because you believe in yourself. You know, it's like a conversation you have with yourself, you know, and it's a lot of times people can discourage you from doing what you want to do. And it's like, maybe it's because they're afraid to try. And then I always sit and wonder, like, when I have a fear of something, it's like, okay, well, what's the worst thing that can happen? Okay, so they're laughing at me because I tried. Okay, but aren't you supposed to try? So you're gonna laugh at me because I believed in myself? Well, that don't make sense, okay? I used to always speak about what I was going to do or be. Like when I was 7 years old, I remember my mother saying, my teacher told her, like, this little girl knows exactly who she is and what she's gonna do and who she's gonna be when she grows up. Like how they ask you in class when, you know, the teachers say, what do you wanna be when you grow up? And I said, I'm gonna be famous. And I'm gonna, you know, and I spoke it into existence. So to fast forward to now, 5-year-old Jennifer, 7-year-old Jennifer knew exactly what she was talking about. I would say singing, that's always been a part of me. I don't remember a time where I didn't, but the part where I guess I knew it was something different, or the impact that it had on people, I don't think I realized that until maybe high school, and it took other people to say, like, look at the impact that you have and the investment that your teachers or different ones, the adults are taking in you. Like, they don't invest in us in that way, and to pluck me out in that way. And that was the thing where my family saying, like, yes, the family has a talent, but Jennifer has a gift, and that made me, you know, look at it and say, oh, well, maybe I do have something different.
Look at me, look at me.
As a kid, I always said I was gonna be a singer, you know, but God always give you a little bit more than what you ask for. And acting, I feel like sometimes things choose you, you know, certain things we choose, but acting, someone once told me, acting is your reward for honoring your gift of singing. Because I was like, where did the acting come from? But also my mother used to tell me everything I could do. And one day she said, Jenny, I believe you could be an actress. And I ended up winning an Oscar on my first film, you know?
All you got to do is try.
But it's another form of art that I love, and I hope I never have to choose, although singing is my first language, you know, and connection, but it's always the undertone of everything I do. Music is a part of it, and somehow I'm able to understand the perspective from an acting position, but I had never thought of acting. I wanted to be a singer, and I think I ended up acting before singing. In the film, that is.
Jennifer is making sure to pass along the same level of encouragement she received as a child to her own son, 13-year-old David.
Oh my goodness, when he was a baby, we lived in this high-rise apartment. I would take his high chair when he would eat, and we had the most beautiful view of the sky and Lake Michigan, okay? And I would face his high chair towards that way because I want him to know, as far as you can see, you can achieve. And again, my mother used to always tell us, whatever you put your mind to, you can do it. So anytime he comes up with a vision, Mama, I have an idea. Mama, this and that. I always make a point to make it like materialize and manifest and help him to do it, because the same way my mother instilled in us, whatever you put your mind to, you can do it. I like to do the same with him. And so I'm one to come up with big, bright ideas, but if there's anybody who could top me, it's little David. No, in an instant, I'll be like, there it is, and I'd be like, that's my kid. You know what I mean? So it's like not only being an example, but helping support whatever it is that he envisions or whatever his dreams is. And I'm the type of mom, whatever my kid is into, I'm into it even more than, you know, he is. I have him and 7 of his cousins. I call it Camp David, so I refer to them as them. It's a bunch of them. And we do everything together. And so because of that, he is a dreamer, a visionary, and he is very confident in every way you can imagine. And I'm proud of that. And he's a great person, and he has a great heart. He is so thoughtful. He is very well-rounded. He's very considerate. He is such a giver and very practical, you know, like I think he's wise for his age. And I just told him recently, I'm like, I love the person you are, you know, like, you know, we have our children, you love them, but sometimes they grow up in a way you're like, no, I didn't raise you like that, you know what I mean? But we don't always have to like their person. If he wasn't my child, this little boy is an amazing human. You know, that's what we want them to be. And when others speak of him, they'll be like, he's such a great kid. And I'm like, yeah, I agree. Or I find myself telling others that. And I'm like, I'm not saying it because he's my kid. But like, little boy, you're dope. Like, you're a really good-hearted person.
With such a busy schedule, Jennifer admitted it can be challenging to prioritize self-care.
I don't get a lot of time for it, but I do pray. I love finding, you know, I don't know if it's those little books with just little brief affirmations, things like that. What else do I do? I just like quiet. So it's an on and off switch. If you come to my home in Chicago, it's the complete opposite. People are like, it's so peaceful around here. It's so quiet. It's so still. Just a bit of stillness, you know, a bit of silence where you can, you know, be in your own space. I do, this may sound, I love being in my closet, which is like, it's like its own little space where I could drift off. No television, music, yes. But music is another thing. Bike riding is that for me. Or just sitting, listening to the waves. Out here, I live by the beach. And then animals. I love my pets. So like my cat, Macavity, I think he's like an emotional support animal, you know, because they're very calming. So his presence, and he's very affectionate. So even when I'm out and about, I'll say, I wonder what my cat is doing, you know? And if I'm with them, I don't need much. Just let my brain breathe just a little bit. Those are the things that reminds me of comfort. And then, you know, having a massage here and there, that helps as well. Oh God, what is still on my bucket list? Well, I want to direct at some point. Definitely that. I wouldn't mind touring again. I would love to do that. Obviously another album. I want to do more music, and then I want to play the piano more. I think that's enough, because when I say something, it happens. What I'm grateful for? Oh, that list doesn't end. Oh my goodness. I am grateful to do what I love. I am grateful just for being, as my mother say, clothed in my right mind, for my health and my strength, for just the capacity to be able to balance so many things. And I'm most grateful to still be here and do what I love to do, and grateful for being able to have so many beautiful people around me that have supported me throughout my life and career. Grateful for my baby. Oh, thank God that's my child. I mean, that list doesn't end for me. You know, I'm grateful for God's favor. I'm grateful for this day. I'm grateful for the sun. Okay, my cats, I'm grateful. I could go, that list won't end. We could sit here all day. It's like hopping on a roller coaster that, you know, every day, I hit the ground running, and it's like, but it's life, you know, it has its highs and its lows and everything in between, but it's a beautiful, beautiful ride, and I love my life. If God don't do another thing, He's done enough, and I am satisfied.